All right, let's dive into something that's, well, at the very core of our modern world: information systems.
You know, they're kind of like the invisible foundation holding up, well, everything. Businesses, governments, even our daily lives. I mean, think about it. From the moment you add something to your online cart to how a hospital keeps track of patient records, that's all them. They're the unsung heroes working totally behind the scenes.
So what are they really? It's a great question, right? We hear the term thrown around all the time, but what does it actually mean? Because spoiler alert, it's way more than just a pile of computers. So in this breakdown, we're going to pull back the curtain and really get into what makes them tick.
This quote just nails it. It's the beating heart of any company or organization. And that's the perfect way to think about it. An information system isn't some static, boring tool. No way. It's the living, breathing heart, pumping vital information to every single part of the business, keeping it alive, keeping it moving. And yeah, we're going to stick with this idea as we go.
Okay, so to really get a grip on these things, we have to start with one absolutely crucial point. They are so much more than just technology. They're actually these complex, living ecosystems. Let's look at the official definition for a sec. The key verbs here really tell the whole story: collect, store, process, and transmit. See, this isn't just about hardware and software. It's an active, dynamic framework. And it's all designed for one big reason: to help the organization hit its goals.
Right, so if we're calling it a living system, what are its parts? What's the anatomy? To figure that out, we're going to have to do a little dissection. Take a closer look.
Okay, everything, and I mean everything, starts with data. This is the raw material, the basic building block. Let's go back to our analogy. Think of data as the blood flowing through the system's veins. On its own, a single number or a word might not seem like much, but it's the potential that's so powerful.
And this illustrates that transformation perfectly. You start with the raw data, that's the blood, then it gets pumped by these intelligent processes. That's the rhythm, the heartbeat. These processes, algorithms, business rules, workflows, they take that raw data and turn it into something that actually makes sense. And the result? That's the useful information. That's the oxygen that feeds the entire organization and lets it make smart, informed decisions.
Of course, none of this can happen in a vacuum. It all needs a physical structure to live in. And that's where the tech infrastructure comes in. All this stuff you see here, the computers, servers, software, think of them as the arteries, the veins, the actual chambers of the heart. They provide the structure and the power to make everything else happen. So we've talked about the data, the blood, and the technology, the arteries, but we're still missing what is frankly the most important piece of the puzzle: the people.
And this is so important. Without people, an information system is just a really expensive, completely useless pile of hardware and code. Seriously. It's the people who give it a purpose, who interact with it, and who ultimately use the information it spits out.
And it's not just one type of person either. You've got all these different roles. You have the end users, the folks who rely on the system every single day. You've got the sysadmins who keep it all running smoothly, the developers who build and improve it, and of course, the project managers who guide its overall strategy. Every single one of them is a vital part of this whole ecosystem.
Okay, so if data is the lifeblood of the organization, it's pretty obvious you have to protect it, right? And that brings us to the super critical topic of security.
Think of it this way. Every information system needs a really strong immune system. On one side, you have the shield, all the security protocols and access rules designed to keep that data safe. But on the other side, you've got these constant threats: viruses, cyber attacks, even just someone getting access who shouldn't. It's this continuous battle to keep that vital information locked down and secure.
All right, so we've looked at all the parts, the anatomy of the system. But now let's zoom out a bit. What's the whole point? What does this beating heart actually do for the organization? Well, it provides the pulse.
And this is why it's all so important. A good, healthy information system manages all the daily tasks, it gives the leaders the data they need to make those big strategic calls, it handles communication with customers, and it manages critical resources like people and money. At the end of the day, it's all about making sure the right information gets to the right people at the right time. That's the pulse that drives success.
Which, leaves us with one last and pretty fascinating question. As technology just keeps rocketing forward, think AI, quantum computing, how is this organizational heart going to evolve? What new tricks will it learn? And what new challenges is it going to face? That's definitely something to chew on.